Hello everybody, my name is Colin239, welcome back to another video. Today in this one it's going to be another deck profile video, and on this one it's going to be my Rush Duel deck profile on the new elemental hero support that's in Duel Links now. Yeah, a little bit of a weird one. Usually I'm not a guy that usually posts Rush Duel content on the channel, but I do want to change that because I am a huge fan of Rush Duel and I do like playing the game. Even though, you know, sometimes I can get tilted with it, I still think it's a really cool way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a different way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. So I really do love Rush Duel, but I do want to make a content on the channel with it now, and that's what I'm going to be doing today, showing off my deck profile of the new elemental hero support. They got Clayman, they got Sparkman, they got Miracle Fusion, they also have this elemental circulation, which is kind of broken. It's basically just graceful charity for the deck, which is kind of insane. And then you have the new fusions in Elemental Hero Voltic Wingman, Thunder Giant, and Shining Flare Wingman as well. This deck is really cool. It can OTK straight up just out of nowhere, which is also very insane. So yeah, at the beginning of this video I'll be doing my deck profile, you know, giving my explanations on the deck and stuff like that, and at the end of the video I'll be showing off replays with the deck so you can see how it plays itself. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile, shall we? So we'll start off with the older cards that are in the game that were a part of the initial support for Hero. So we are playing 2 Hero Tantalum, 3 Hero Agent, 3 Avion, 3 Burstrinatrix as like the older cards that you're playing for the deck. Agent or Argent, I guess is how you, I want to say Agent, but it's Argent because it has an R in it. This is really cool for the deck because not only, you know, it was good before because you can always try to get to Avion and Burstrinatrix and try to find it in your deck. If you don't know what this does, it's just like a duality. You activate the top 4 of your deck. You have to reveal a fusion first, then reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. If any monsters that are mentioned on that fusion monster is within those top 4, you get to add it to your hand, which is really cool as well. But now it has another hero target in Thunder Giant, making it where you can either search Clayman or Sparkman, which is really cool. I wish it can do Voltic Wingman, but it's a level 5. This has to reveal a level 6 or 7, unfortunately, but that's still fine. Being able to reveal either, you know, you having 2 targets for Argent now is really cool because it has more of a chance for you to hit it depending on what your hand is as well. So this card's really good for the deck. Obviously, you're still playing Avion and Burstrinatrix because obviously you have the Burst Wingman and Flame Wingman in here. Avion becomes a lot better as well because it can also make Voltic Wingman as well, which also is just a Miracle Fusion on the field, which is kind of cool as well. So Avion's kind of important to get to in this deck right now as well. So those are kind of the older cards. I am playing Tantalum. This might be a little bit weird for a deck profile like this. You feel like you would want to just try to fusion summon as much as possible, but sometimes you just draw the wrong cards. Sometimes you'll draw like Clayman and Burstrinatrix, which is like the only 2 combo cards that doesn't have a fusion summon. Same thing with Clayman and Avion. Clayman's only fusion summon is with Sparkman. So sometimes you just draw the wrong half of the fusion summons. So sometimes just having the tribute summon to make sure you can still stick a big guy onto the field is really nice. But when he's on the field, if you have a fusion monster on the field, he can also just return a card from the, or return a monster from field to hand, a level 8 or lower, which is really nice as well. So it's nice as a removal. I don't think you necessarily need to play 3 of this, but playing 2 of it for me has been perfectly fine. It's actually come up a lot where it helps me OTK because I can just return monsters back to the hand just so you can get that damage in as well. And sometimes it makes it where tributing this helps you turn on like a Miracle Fusion, which is very insane as well. So that's the reason why I'm playing this. It's not really necessary if you don't want to. If you wanted to stick on like, I just want a fusion summon, you can like take this out, play like 3 of this, maybe put more fusions in the deck. Speaking of that, why am I not playing more than 1 fusion? It's because of the skill here. It's the older skill for Hero, but it's still playable with this new support. Basically, you can send 1 card from the field to the graveyard if all monsters with 1600 or more attack in your constructed deck are light attribute warrior type monsters, which this is the only one in your deck that is above 1600. Same thing with Sparkman. He's also 16, but still fits the requirement, which is pretty good for us. And then you can make 1 face-up monster on the field lose 600 attack and defense until the end of the turn, then add a fusion monster. But you have to send a card from your field to the graveyard. I wish it said hand or field, but you have to send from field. But a lot of time you can just like set like a worthless like trap card, send it to graveyard, search a fusion. It's not hard to get to this fusion. You only necessarily need to do the skill once, because if you can just get back to your copies of Star Restart, this can just add fusion back from graveyard, which is pretty fine as well. So I think that's perfectly fine with just this skill. Is very good just to play the one fusion. I never necessarily needed more copies of fusion in the deck just because the skill is pretty broken to get you to fusion anyway. So this was perfectly fine with me. The new hero stuff, Clayman and Sparkman, they're both really good actually. Clayman is your first level 4 normal summon that's just a 2k defender in the game, which is kind of cool to think about. At least I think that's correct. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it is. I believe this is the first level 4 normal summon that doesn't require a tribute summon that is a 2k defender. So it's actually kind of hard, like turn 1 if you draw multiple Claymans. It's actually hard for them to out multiple Claymans. They have to go to more tribute summons or fusion summons just to out a Clayman, which is pretty cool to think about. Sparkman is also really good because it has 1600 attack. The reason why like Avion and Burstrinderstick sometimes isn't the greatest in the world is because their attack and defense stats isn't the greatest. While Sparkman is actually really good. It has 1600 attack, which is really good, so it's a big beefy guy that doesn't require a tribute summon, but also has 1400 defense, so even like turn 1, just setting this with a couple like Claymans could be really nice for you as well. But yeah, these guys are just here for the fusion summons, but they also can apply onto their just by themselves because this guy's a 2k defender and this guy is 1600 attack, which, you know, the stats sometimes does matter on that. Now onto the spells. We're playing the 1 Miracle Fusion, which is absolutely insane. If you could play more copies of this card, I would play more copies of this card, but this is only attainable through the special item stuff where you can buy this plus like the 17 packs that go with it. But yeah, this card's fucking insane for this deck. If you draw this card, like a lot of the ways you OTK is by drawing one of the, just a Miracle Fusion, because Miracle Fusion just helps you like get bodies on the field. You can even summon this dude off of Miracle Fusion, and then just Miracle Fusion again into another fusion summon, so you never wasted a monster on your field or in your hand to summon 2 fusion monsters, which is very insane. This card is fucking insane. And it is very, very generic. You can fusion summon a warrior monster that can only be fusion summoned by placing monsters on your field or graveyard. So this could be probably played in like another warrior fusion deck if they ever release something like that in Rush Duel, but right now the only deck that applies is currently Hero. But, you know, think about that in the future. It doesn't have to be a hero monster, it just has to be a warrior type monster, which is kind of cool. I'm playing the 1 Pot of Greed. So the thing with this Rush Duel ban list is your choice is either playing Pot of Greed or one of the good trap cards like Compulse or Negate Attack. I decided to go with Pot of Greed because I just like drawing with this deck. The more you can deep draw into your deck, the better you can actually fusion summon within that turn. Like I said, one of the few problems with the deck is that sometimes you just can't fusion summon. So that's like, you know, you draw the wrong half. Sometimes you just don't like draw Clayman plus Avion and don't have the tribute summon. So sometimes you just can't fusion summon. So you being able to deep draw into your deck, make sure you can get to the guys that can fusion summon together is important. So that is the reason why I'm playing Pot of Greed in this list over like Compulse or Negate Attack or something like that. And Pot of Greed is always just a good card as well. And I'm also playing Elemental Circulation for that reason, but I'm only playing 2 of it because I feel like in the late game, this card becomes so much worse because you're already going through stuff in your deck. So if you draw this in the later game, it's probably not as valuable as you want it to be. But in the early game, this just reads Graceful Charity. So if you don't know what this card does, reveal a level 6 or level 7 warrior type fusion monster from your extra deck. So either Burst Wingman, Flame Wingman, or Thunder Giant. Discard a card that has a fusion material mentioned on that card. So like if you have Avion, you discard Avion, draw 3 cards, and then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. You cannot activate non-warrior monsters for the rest of the turn. That's fine. The only thing we're playing is warrior, so that's never a problem for us. But yeah, so basically it's just a Graceful Charity. So if you have Avion, you discard Avion, draw 3, discard 1 more card. So it's a Graceful Charity for the deck, which is really good because again, it helps you deep draw. It's not a once per turn, so if you draw both copies, you can activate both copies as well. Helps you deep draw to try to find the cards that fusion summon together. Also discards a card, so it can also turn on some things like Miracle Fusion and Voltic Wingman as well if you need those type of cards to go off as well. Very good card. Again, not playing 3 because I just think in the later game, it's just not the greatest in the world. I'm playing 3-Star Restart. This card's just insane. I think you do have to play this for any fusion deck that you're playing in this game. You do have to play Star Restart. This card's just absolutely insane. It reborns one of your fusion targets and can add fusion back from the graveyard. You just have to place a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck, which is perfectly fine with you. That's perfectly fine. If it means getting to a fusion summon, you're going to do that. This just helps you get to multiple fusion summons in a turn, so I think this is very important that you do have to play in this deck. I'm only playing 2 Avion Spell Tactics. This is basically the spell trap removal for the deck if you have 2 face-up warrior or wing beast type, but for us, the warrior, that matters. You destroy a spell trap and then place a level 8 or lower monster from your graveyard onto the top of the deck, which can sometimes matter for Argent if you want to like hit off your Argent. But I don't think that maybe this isn't that necessary because you have Burst Wingman in your extra deck. That's your Spell Trap Destruction. But I also just like having the main deck Spell Trap Destruction just in case you can make this and you want to go for like an OTK shot with Flame Wingman or something like that. But I don't think 3 is necessary, especially since you do have the Burst Wingman. But having the 2 was fine enough in the deck. The 1 fusion because the skill only needs 1 fusion, so that's the reason why I'm only playing 1. And then for the traps, we're playing 2, Execute, Riding, and Trap Hole. Obviously, Trap Hole is probably the worst one out of the Legend traps. You know, Compulse or Negate Attack are probably better than this. But I'm playing Pot of Greed, so you can't play that. I also don't feel like Buffer Slime isn't the greatest right now because the problem is there's a lot of decks that have like, you know, if you verse the Mirror Match. Ooh, my cat wants in the closet. Go. If you verse the Mirror Match, then the Burst Wingman is probably going to out your like Buffered Slime. So I prefer to go for trap cards that are like immediately activatable. So like Trap Hole, you know, if they summon like a big guy, you can just Trap Hole it. It's a little bit rough in the Mirror Match. You kind of have to call if they have another copy of stuff. So in the Mirror Match it's a little rough, but Execute Riding is fucking insane. I love this trap card a lot. Just being able to special back like a guy and then reduce your opponent's attack, and you don't have to worry about, oh, it needs to survive the battle phase. You can activate this whenever they normal or special summon and affect monster face up, which is kind of cool as well. And then for the extra deck, we're playing the 1 Shining Flare Wingman. You only necessarily need 1 because you need a fusion monster to go into this, so you need a Flame Bank Wingman to go into this. So I don't really think it's that necessary to play multiple copies of this because it isn't really, it's the hardest fusion monster to get you out of it, and probably if you fusion summon this card, you're probably winning the game anyways, so you don't necessarily need 2 copies of this card. But this card's insane. It gains attack equal to the number of warrior monsters in your graveyard times 300, which is a lot. Like I've gotten this card up to like 6,500 attack at one, maybe like yeah, 6,500 I would say, maybe not 65, but you know, around there in the multiple of 300s in the 6k range. And then if this card destroys opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. So basically Flame Wingman's attack on a 6k body, which is very insane. It just helps you OTK really fast, which is very nice. For you, we're playing 2 Burst Wingman and 1 Flame Wingman. Again, didn't necessarily want to play 2 of this because you also have Shining Flare Wingman. So if you fusion summon this, you can just get to a Miracle Fusion or this Voltex Wingman, and then just fusion summon from the graveyard by summoning this dude, shuffling this guy back to the extra deck, and you just have another copy of this. I'm playing 2 Burst Wingman because sometimes you just don't want to make Flame Wingman. They have like back row that you have to play into. So this is the guy to out the back row, which is very nice and can get to 3,100 attack as well. So that's the reason why I'm playing 2 of this and only 1 of this, because necessarily this is the second copy of Flame Wingman. You just have to use Flame Wingman to fusion summon into it. Voltic Wingman, this is a card you can play 2 of. You could probably play 2 of. I'm only playing 1 of it because when I play the deck, I'm like, this is the last card I want to make. This is only like an end game kind of piece that I want to make. Or if I'm going for an OTK shot, this is when I make this card. If you don't know what this does, it requires a Sparkman and an Avion, so this dude and this dude. But on the field, it can just fusion summon a level 8 or 6 to 8 warrior monster from your fusion summon a level 6 to 8 warrior type monster that can only be fusion summoned by shuffling monsters from your graveyard into the deck as a material, which is really cool as well. So it's just another like miracle fusion for you as well, and it's also a 2k body on field, so very cool card. And then 2 Thunder Giant. I actually don't make this card that much. I think it's because I'm playing the tribute summon and this also outs cards, but you know, it's a cool effect. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy a face-up monster with an original lower attack than this card. Very nice, but it doesn't really out like the big guys, and this at least can like out a big guy if it's a level 8 or lower. So this is probably the fusion summon I make the least often, but I still think you do have to play 2 of it just because, you know, this is the only fusion target for Clayman right now. So you probably want to play this just in case you have like a Sparkman and a Clayman and you want to go into a fusion summon. So that is it for the deck. I did do a lot of explaining there, but now let's get into the replay, shall we? Alrighty, now, so the first replay I have here is against the Mirror Match. Now, we were in silver at this point. That's one thing to say. I've not reached King of Games with this deck yet, but that's because I'm too lazy to grind to King of Games. I'm currently in, like, gold something. But yeah, this is against the Mirror Match as well. We lost the die roll. He chooses to go first. Or, well, we lost, so obviously we are going second here. So yeah, Mirror Match. Hand's pretty solid, not gonna lie. He starts off with the Elemental Circulation, which is really good, Graceful Charity for him. So he just sets the fort here, because again, you can't activate the skill turn 1. So you just set the fort here and just pass. We draw into the Argent, which is really good. We go Pot of Greed, we draw into the Circulation, which is insane. So now we get the Graceful Charity here. We discard 1, draw 2. I actually end up discarding the Tribute Summon, which I end up thinking it's a mistake there. I wish I didn't discard the Tribute Summon, but it's fine. We have to clear the back row anyways. So we go into an Argent. We actually end up having 2 Argents, so we can actually get a lot of stuff out of these Argents. Reveal Flame Wingman for this first one. We hit 2 Burstrinitics. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing the fuck out of that name right now. I apologize. So we hit 2 of them, which is really nice. And then we go into the normal summon of the second Argent, reveal the Thunder Giant, and we hit Clayman, which is insane. So we're just hitting everything off of our Argents right now. So we get the Clayman to our hand here. But the only problem is that we can only fusion summon once this turn, because our graveyard isn't really set up for the Miracle Fusion monster. But he has the fort. We're not killing him anyway, so we just have to clear the field. So we just search the fusion here. We go ahead and normal summon Burstinatrix, a normal summon Avian, go into a fusion into Flame Wingman, or Burst Wingman, sorry, just so we can out the back row as well. So we mill, make it gain 1,000, hit a back row, which ended up being Execute Riding, which is insane. I normal summon a Sparkman, set the trap hole, and we just pass on that. Or, well, not pass, we'll go to battle first and clear the field here, which is nice because the Sparkman having attack makes it where we can just normal summon it, just so we can start clearing stuff as well. But the problem is that we had to minus our own monster just so we can get to the fusion, which is unfortunate. So we can clear the entire field. He normal summons the Talismanic Warrior, a little bit more of a trying to reborn stuff from the graveyard. This is something you could play with the deck if you really want to, but I decided not to. But summons Argent back to try to get a hit off the fusion summon. I think he ends up revealing so he gets Clayman, he reveals the Thunder Giant, gets Clayman, goes into attack to destroy our trap hole, which is kind of unfortunate, shuffle backs the Burstinatrix, then goes the skill to add back fusion, sending these Talismanic Warrior, and then reducing our Sparkman, sorry. Flip summons the Avian, normal summons the Burstinatrix, goes into a fusion summon play, goes into Flame Wingman, which is kind of interesting, then normal summons a Sparkman, then goes Miracle Fusion, not for graveyard, but for on field, just so we can go into a Shining Flare Wingman. Goes into battle, attacks over Sparkman, we take 27, then we take 16 off the effect. We're not quite dead, but he didn't clear our field, so we have ways to keep playing with this field. We go just draw our turns, which was start, restart, and execute writing, which is kind of insane. We go just the skill to get the fusion by sending the Argent from field to graveyard, which I think we can actually just trigger Argent again. Probably should have done that, but, you know, a little bit of a mistake there. But we add fusion, we normal summon Burstinatrix, normal summon Avian, go into a fusion summon play. We go into a Flame Wingman here. Now we're just going to counter on exactly what he just did, but not with Miracle Fusion, with Star Restart. We reborn the Sparkman, adding fusion back to hand here, and then we just go, okay, we're going to fusion summon again. Go into the Shining Flare Wingman. Our graveyard is kind of set up with warrior monsters, so he's at 5,500 attack. We go effect milling a guy off of burst, and then making him gain 1,000 here. Now, if I actually hit off this burst Wingman a warrior monster, he was just dead, because you'll see why in just 1 second. So we go Flame attack into our Shining attack into his Shining. He takes a shit ton of damage, then effective Shining to go ahead and burn him for 25. But that left him at 100 life points. So if we ended up milling a warrior off of Burst Wingman, he just died right there, which was insane to think about. He was at 6k and had, I think this guy was like a 30-something attack and nearly died because of it, which is insane. So we leave him at 100, we pass to him. We have an execute writing on our field, so he goes into a hammer shot, blow up our Shining here, then goes effect of the skill, reduce our burst and get the fusion here. Normal summons a Talismanic Warrior, brings back Avian, gets the Burstinatrix back, goes into a fusion summon play of another Flame Wingman here, and then here we have to execute writing because it would be dead on field if we did. So we have to go execute writing. We bring back Sparkman, reduce both their attacks by 1,800. He normal summons a Sparkman, but that is not enough for lethal. He just has to pass back to us, and the game's over. We just go to battle with our Sparkman, hit over the Talismanic Warrior for the damage there, and we end up winning the game. So that was one replay against the mirror match. Now let's get into another replay. Alrighty, now into another replay here. So this is against the Seven Roads Magician deck. So this is another like fusion-based type of deck in the game. It's actually one of the better ones in the game right now as well. So die roll here when we get fast. We win the die roll here, which is, you know, okay. Can't use the skill straight away, so we kind of just have to set the fort, which is exactly what we do. We have Clayman, we have Star Restart, Circulation, and Avion. We just set the fort here. Don't like doing like draw cards on turn 1, just because you don't know what you're going to draw. At least you can set the fort, draw 5, and this doesn't get out of neck. If this doesn't get, you know, destroyed, then next turn you can do it as well. So that's kind of my thought process on that. So he goes into the 7 Roads Magician deck, reveals Roadstar, gets Fusion, and 7 Roads Witch, and then discard 7 Road Witch. If he's doing that, that means he has Strange Witch, which he does. Specials back to the 7 Roads Witch, then goes into a fusion summon. So I guess he doesn't have the Magician in hand here, but goes into a fusion summon. Sets 1, normal summons Valkyrie, then normal summons Sorcerer, and then does the Charmy Witch effect to give it its piercing and then flip Avion to attack, which is unfortunate. So we take a lot of damage here, but this last one can't clear the wing or the Clayman, which is really, really good for us because we keep a body on field, which is very nice as well. We draw into a couple cards, which is actually insane. So we have Pot of Greed, we have Argent. We kind of have the whole fort here with the Tribute Summon, which is very nice. So we normal summon Argent, then we go Avion Spell Tactics to destroy the back row. We place Avion back into the deck. This ended up being a Execute Writing, which was dead anyways, but, you know, still a good trap card to out here. Then we go Argent, reveal the Flame Wingman, or Burst Wingman, doesn't really matter. Reveal Avion, and then a couple Sparkmans, and I think a Miracle Fusion. We just need this so we can get the Avion back. Then we go rush the skill, sending Argent, reduce the fusion here, and then searching our fusion as well here. Then we go Pot of Greed to draw a couple cards, and then we do Circulation to do our Graceful Charity, because we drew into another fucking Avion, which is very unfortunate. We draw into the 3rd Avion, which is not what we kind of needed right there. So we just have to go, okay. Oh, we draw into Argent as well. And then we just discarded, what did we discard? Just one of the Avian Spell Tactics, because he has no more spell traps on the field. Normal summon Argent, we're like, okay, we just need a Burstinatrix here. That's all we really fucking need, because we're not hitting off of this, and we finally hit a Burstinatrix off of it, which is nice. So we're like, okay, finally. Now we can just Tribute Summon. Now, here, if I actually just ended up normal summoning, if I had something in my head. Never mind, ignore me. So we just Tribute Summon into the Tantalum here. Then we normal summon Avion, normal summon the Burstinatrix, Fusion Summon into Burst Wingman here. And then we go ahead and just normal summon the Sparkman, then do oh my god, sorry. The Burst Wingman to increase its attack, then go Tantalum, return back this dude. That's kind of just a brick for him because he can't reveal it for the skill, which is very nice for us. So I just return it back to the hand here, and we just clear the field here. So we go battle, clear the field here. He takes a lot of damage actually, and then we just have a field that he has set up. We have 2 Star Restarts in our back row. Kind of bluffs, but if he doesn't get rid of it, he has to kill us this turn, basically, is what we're trying to say, because we all have all the follow-up in the universe. He goes Cyclone to destroy one of the back rows, then goes the 7 Roads skill to go into another Fusion Summon here, adds Fusion, and then adds 7 Roads Magician, and then discards a 7 Road Sorcerer. He almost summons Strange Witch, which is a little bit weird. You can add back Fusion from the graveyard with Strange Witch. So a little bit of a misplay from him there, but it doesn't necessarily matter. It's Rush Duel, you know. But then he does the effect of 7 Roads Witch, summon out the 7 Roads Magician, then goes into a Fusion Summon here of 7 Roads Charming Witch, and then goes and normal summons just a Swordman Roadstar here. But we're not dead, which is very important. We take a lot of damage here, but we're not dead, and he left a Sparkman on field, and we draw into Miracle Fusion, which pretty much ends the game, and we have a Star Restart to keep playing as well. So we just normal summon Avion, go into a Fusion play, just go into a Flame Wingman here, and then we go Hero Rush Rising, sending this worthless Circulation again. In the later game, Circulation's kind of worthless, so that's actually a nice send for the skill there. Send the Fusion, then use the Fusion using Sparkman and Flame Wingman into Shining Flare Wingman, which the game is now pretty much over. He has no spell trap, so we can just attack for game, but I keep playing because I'm a fucking idiot, because why not? We go into a Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion to summon out the Voltic Wingman. This is kind of the cool thing. We go Voltic again to go into another Miracle Fusion play and summon out Burst Wingman. So if you had like a back row that you're scared of, you can still do this play. Go into a Burst Wingman out the back row before going to battle, which is nice as well. And this was all off of just one Miracle Fusion. You got 2 bodies, which is kind of cool as well. Now we just go Burst Wingman, you know, increase its attack. Doesn't matter. Again, this was lethal with the Shining Flare Wingman once that hit the field as well. So that was the replays I wanted to show you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I know I kind of talk a lot, but I kind of just wanted to explain stuff if you don't know what the deck does and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of explained a lot. But yeah, if you want to see more Rush Duel content on the channel as well, do let me know down in the comments below. I do like doing Rush Duel a lot, so I'd love to do content with that as well. But I know a lot of my audience is more for the TCG than it is for Rush Duel. But again, if you want to see more content of this, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.